Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. We are live. As always, let's get some analysis done and then we can wait for market open. So we were riding off a good trade yesterday. We caught two nice trades. We caught two nice trades yesterday, so I'm happy. Not going to force anything today. We do have news. What do we have? Tuesday. Hang on, we don't have any news. No news today. Should still be fine though. Okay. So on the daily, you can see that we have this new week opening gap that we tapped. This was our take profit yesterday. This is all a liquidity void, so we could potentially carry on short or carry on bearish here today. Get rid of some of these. We'll draw into. Yeah. This is all technically a big gap, really. So what I'll do is I'll draw out this as a daily gap. Although technically all of this is, but we'll just keep it like this for now. Like to see some sort of continuation bearish. We have some sell side here. Close from ages ago probably aren't too valid right now. And then we also have this weekly gap. I did forget about that one. And we have a weekly low as well. Let me actually go on the weekly. I don't normally check the weekly, but yeah, I mean that's really far away, so we're not going to get that today. But it's a potential target for potentially later in the week or maybe next week if we continue on bearish. So this is the 4 hour. Obviously, we left relative equal highs up here, but there is SMT. So, is there? Oh wait, no, there's not right here. Yeah, obviously we have all-time highs. Drag them to 10. Let me just turn on the sessions for when we go down. Yeah, so we inverted this new week opening gap here. We have a H4, big H4. Actually, probably clearer when we get down to the 50. I'll refine this to 15-minute gaps. Be down there. And then obviously we have our range. So just going off the 4 hour, a retracement up to this 50% would be nice. Potentially into this upper 4 hour gap for a potential continuation lower. Feel this daily imbalance here. We also have a lower 4 hour gap here as well. Yeah. And obviously sell side right here. "15 minutes. Let's have a look. So London low and London high, both untapped. Looks like equal highs here. Look at the 5. They are equal highs. Okay, so these are going to be my first draw on liquidity. Let's go back to the 15. Equal highs. Okay. We do have this big 4 hour gap above. There's not really any like 15 minutes that. No. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mark them out individually because then I know like a different area, potential zone. Let me move this over as well, so it's not taking up all of our space. Okay, so we have a 50-minute BPR here. And also here. Not a BPR, but a normal gap. Normal fair value gap. Liquidity in terms of lower time frame, there is nothing here. There is a low right here with what looks like equal lows. On the 5 and C. There is equal lows there. Make things a bit easier. Okay, so I do want lower. I do indeed want lower. Well, first, I hope that we come up here. That would be my best case scenario. I'm back on the 15. Let's finalize. There's a lot of engineered buy side up here. ES could potentially take a high that NQ doesn't, so let me just mark out this. Let me take off the 15, sorry, the 25% because kind of useless. There we just have the 50% and the OTE retracement. Not that I really use the OTE, but it's handy, especially when you get a gap that fits perfectly like this. And have Asia high. But we'll see. Obviously, if we come down and yeah, this is nice. I don't like taking setups pre-market, nor do I like taking the M15. But this is nice. Let's take a look at 8:30 open, see what that did. 8:30. 8:30 didn't really do anything. There's the 8:30 open. We didn't really do much at all at 8:30. So again, cheat sheet time. As always, I should just remember this. Don't know why I don't. Okay, so is this manipulation? Can't really tell, to be honest. I guess. Not really expansion, is it? Okay, so maybe we look bullish on the lower time frame here. I really like this 15-minute for a long. It would just be so much better if we had a valid SMT. And there wasn't like, you know, such a huge liquidity. But we did take out the low resistance liquidity run here. We'll see. We'll see. So I eyed up this, I eyeballed this 5-minute too. People liquidity, an FVG, obviously the 15-minute. Yeah, this is just nice. I mean, it's like kind of equal lows though, so I just label it as relative equal lows. Relative equal lows. This is some engineered liquidity here as well. You can see all of this all engineered buy side liquidity. So I think we do most likely come up here. We'll see. Potentially we get a 30-second retracement. Is that the new week opening gap? It is. Yeah, if this was market open, I would like this, but it's not. It's pre-market. But this is a really nice 5-minute. I'm not gonna lie, it's quite tempting to actually just take this because it's so clean. If that was manipulation, this should just expand. So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I am gonna take it. I like going without me though. Don't like. I'll wait for the M1 to close and then I'll take it. Yeah, it's kind of like I'm looking at the other chart and it's kind of like rejecting off a 30-second BPR, so I want to see that close. Right, I've taken this low risk. I know it's pre-market. I don't normally trade pre-market, but this is very nice. And London equal highs are 801. 80. We'll soon find out if you know, why we don't trade all-time highs if we you know, reject off this 30. So we know we did close above it. Okay, well, I guess that's why we don't trade pre-market. We'll soon see if this that's a big wick actually. Wow. I didn't get stopped out, by the way. I'm still in. That is a big wick. What time is news? I think it's 10. Oh wait, there was no news today. Crackhead. Okay, so we'll see how this goes here. So I am in this. I don't like trading pre-market, as you know, but this is clean. It's very clean. The only thing I don't really like is that we didn't get a 50% retracement. So I'm watching this intently. Ready to close because I don't like this candle. This was actually the original valid entry. I'll go pretty aggressive with break even here as well. Just because it's pre-market and I don't really like taking these kind of risks. Yeah, I think I'm about to get stopped out here. Oh well, that's why we don't trade pre-market. Yeah, I mean pretty much. That is why we do not trade pre-market. So you watch, he'll just run now. But no FOMO. It's giving me A plus long after A plus long. Oh, that close below that's invalidated. Maybe we can get a 50% retracement here for another end. Just 15 minutes. Hmm. So we're going to get the 15-minute closure here. Close. Did on it. And NQ and on M and Q, so not bothered. I need them to close. I need it to close on both. Okay, so there's a retracement. Good thing we didn't stick in that long, you know? Yeah, that's crazy, you know? This was super clean. Really clean. Oh well. It is what it is. 30-second maybe? No 30-second. Crazy work. 830. What did 830 do? I mean, when did he do anything? Manipulation, I guess. So then this could be expansion. Go higher. Oh, there we are. Well, that's kind of annoying. Oh well. Every balance DQ anyway, so. We swept some buy side here. Oh. There's no imbalances here that I can try and I just short down to these relative equal lows. Still just engineered buy side. I really do want to see this taken before heading lower. Now, if we take this low and then inverse this 30-second, I would not be opposed to it. Maybe the relative equal lows first. These here. Usually when we get like equal lows that are left so close, like it kind of sweeps liquidity, but it's like so close, we usually get those ran again. So potentially we see those ran and continuation higher. Just for the retracement bearish. I didn't see these equal lows here as well in the 30-second. Well. Okay, so there's our low swept. See, I mean, it closed, but maybe this was impatient, you know. Maybe this was impatient. I mean, this is kind of wacky. And I expected expansion from 830 manipulation, but maybe this was the manipulation. Here's 830. Comes down and didn't really do anything, to be fair. I mean, manipulation, I guess, but like I say, it's not 100% win rate. The 830 open, it's a nice guide, but as you can see in situations like this, it doesn't really help. It kind of has to be quite clear. Well, that mistake has been made before by me ages ago, trying to trade pre-market. And no matter how clean it looks, don't do it. Don't do it. And there's the reinforcement of that lesson. I will not be making that mistake again. It was only like $150 loss, and we made $400 profit yesterday, so it's nothing major. It's just a minor inconvenience, really. These are huge. And there's a 30-second above, so this isn't valid. So you could take this closure and it would just reject off of this and stop you out. So it did close above. Oh, it did it. Yeah, it did a little bit. But you might be able to see what I mean here. Yeah, so I mean, if you took this, the closure above this gap here, you've tapped into a higher FEG. I mean, you've got an FEG right here in the middle on the M1, M2, and M3. Like, it's all a huge liquidity void. So, what are you doing? You know, That's a mistake I made a couple of times, but won't be making one. So there is a mini SMT here at the lows. All right, so let's see what this does. I mean, I think the M2 is the cleanest here. It's gonna have to be an M2 closure. You'd still technically get the 15-minute close though. This is a valid 30-second long here. Like I said, you need to wait for the 2-minute closure. If there wasn't a 2-minute gap, then it would be valid, but see? That's why you wait for the 2-minute closure. Let's see, because if we get 30-second inversion here, I would definitely like that. See if we get it. Just to go deeper into the new week opening up, really. All right, guys, I'm in there. I did take this. Let me just position the order. So this is the old IFVG. We tapped into an M1 FVG here. Up the high inside of an FVG. So this is going to be a loss too. This might be a no trade day for me. Yeah, I'm struggling to get a read on price here. I'm just waiting to see if the IFVG gets closed above. No closure above. Let me go on the 30-second CFTC. I'm waiting, let's see if a closure above this IFVG here, and I'll take the loss. Otherwise, I'm going to hold. My hard stop is up here on MNQ. We'll see what it wants to do here. It looks like that might be the case, to be honest. I'd love it not to be, obviously, but yeah. I am watching intently here. Okay, there's a closure. I've taken another loss there. This was clean. Yeah, man. The sweep of liquidity. You know, the failed rejection of the M15. New week opening gap below, valid draw. Now, the only thing I can think of is this one. This would be valid again. Yeah. It is on the M1 though. That means obviously we have a whole minute here. but we have to wait for price to close. And we're sort of leaving FBGs here. Alright guys, so tried this again. 30-second closure above the M1 because we closed above this 30-second gap here. I'm targeting relative equal highs during London session. Yeah, my stop's going to be at break even pretty much. I'd normally do this high, but because I got quite a high entry, we're going to have to be this high. Up to break even there. We've priced a little bit of wiggle room since we're being quite erratic. Two, 9, 2, 5, 9, 11. Is EQ. That will be our runner. If we don't get stopped out at break even. Like I say, I'm being pretty cautious here. There's a big gap, but there's also a lot of momentum. So I have a decent amount of confidence here in this trade. We're going to run the EQ. M15 saying, looks like we might get this 15-minute closure. This is the thing about the 50 minutes. This is why I don't really trade it. But like, although this was a valid closure above, you still came down and swept the liquidity. Like, it's too high a time frame to try and keep it at you stop at a low. Yeah, I tell you what. Okay, so there's the break even for my stop. This is pretty bullish. I do like this. I wanted to see this retracing anyway, but I got clouded judgment, I guess. So I've got TP1 here. Get rid of that. All right, so it looks like we did get the M15 closure. So I'm not gonna move my stop to break even. I know it says I should, and obviously, I should technically, but because it's an M15 trade, I'm gonna move it to this high since this is technically the next swing high in the M15. Yeah, that's the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it a little bit of breathing room because obviously this isn't M15 long. And we do, yeah, basically. I've got nothing else to add to that. I don't know why I'm trying to keep talking. This is very minor if we reject here. So I'm looking at the M5. And yeah, we've taken out these equal lows. We've retapped into this 15-minute BPR. Have multiple inversions. Yes, we took out this minor sell side, this minor buy side, which is kind of irritating that this is here in our way. But we do have multiple gaps here. Apologies if you can hear that. We do have news coming up here in about 10 minutes, so I'm also being careful because of news. We have EQ here, so we might come down and rebalance EQ. Or we could just go, which is preferable. Is definitely preferable. I don't really like that we have a 30-second here. Not a massive fan of this, that this is in our way. But I do have pretty high confidence that this is a good long. Yeah, we have a failed short here. We have the 50-minute closure, multiple closures on different time frames. A good first draw on liquidity. I do feel pretty good about this long. If we retake this high, obviously this is the next high in the 15-minute leg, is it? Oh, no. Well, we did close back above this 30-second. And ES has taken this high, so I don't really like this in S&T there. I'd like NQ to take that pretty quick. I don't want to linger on an S&T. Okay. Okay, right, that's it now. I am moving my stop to break even. I've already taken 2 losses, so I need to conserve capital. I want to see a closure above this high. I don't want to see a sweep here. So we're right at the 10 o'clock macro. Okay, nice. Nice. I really do hope we run these London highs here. And my first take profit is. Very good. Take it. Okay. Sweet. So there's TP1. Yeah, great. I mean, I've just made back all of my loss. So yeah, these next two MNQ contracts I've got now are in the money. I'm a little bit shaken up there, I can't lie. I've not really felt shaken up like that for a while. Sometimes you just don't get a read on price though, and that's what you have to understand. You know what? Got it. I'm gonna leave a runner all the way to Asian high. I'm gonna take off a micro here. TP2. And I'm gonna take off one at Asia high. You know what? No, I probably shouldn't. I should be more conservative than that. I'll take it off here. Final TP. Yeah. So even if the rest of my position gets stopped out at break even here, I've made back my loss. So I'm happy. I'm happy. Yeah, going back over this, I'm going to take a look because I need to reevaluate my mistakes. I've taken 2 losses. I shouldn't have taken 2 losses. So first L, where was it? Where was the first L? Yeah, right here. We did close above this on the 30-second as well, though, so it's not that stopped us. It was the fact that we were trading pre-market. So there's the first mistake. This is A+. Obviously, we inversed this IFG, delivering from a 15-minute. It looked like the 15-minute was going to close above 2, which it actually did. But then we just swept the high and came down. So this is manipulation at 9:30. So this should just expand. Honestly, this is manipulation. This should just be expansion. We shouldn't get stopped out at break even here. We should just keep going. So, yeah, pretty much. And where was that rate? 912. Let's set my other TP here on MNQ. Okay, yeah, so that was where I went wrong with that one. We tried to trade pre-market. I will not be doing that again. And then the second loss here was this 30-second short. Now, some traders might call me stupid because technically it's a market structure shift, but market structure shifts have never worked for me in the past. And we had a really good draw on liquidity, equal lows, unfilled gap, and the remainder of the new week opening gap here, this big range. This was just, it was good. It's a shame. But I should have realized that we were initially bullish. And obviously we had this sweep of this high as well. So yeah, really, it was valid. This is the M1 that we rejected off. And then we had a 30-second inside of there with this sweep of this high here, this minor sell side. Yeah, it's just a shame, really. Anyway, we then caught the long, which obviously is a winner. This M1 FVG here, which is the one I was eyeing up. Now, I normally wait for these to close, but we had a really strong closure on the 30-second above this 30-second gap and volume imbalance here. Right here, this is the one that I took. Right here, this is the long. Second IFVG. Wow, we are really running to TP. Wow, we are really running to TP here. Yeah, I can't imagine that we go here, but what I am gonna do is I'm just going to take off partial here because we're so deep into TP. Yeah, so I know this is TP2 here, but I've just done it here at this consequent encroachment as far as gap because we were in so much profit. I didn't really want to let that all go, you know, especially if we get a reversal here, which I doubt it, but it is coming up to 10 a.m. and you can get a 10 a.m. reversal, so. Yeah, so I did just close that there. But yeah, this is the long that we took here, this 30-second IFVG. Obviously, I took it, it came down, it would have stopped me out at break even, but I realized and recognized that this is a very strong momentum closure above the M50, and obviously we did take out these relative equal lows here. So the chances that we go up from here are much more probable than coming back down again for literally no reason. We've already taken liquidity, and the price obviously wants higher. It obviously wants a retracement to either go back to all-time highs or to retrace back down into these lower gaps and the weak opening gap. I don't know about that, so we'll see in the coming days. But yeah, that's the basis of it, really. We're currently sitting pretty in $233 of profit, just with one micro contract left. If this hits full TP, this is another 100 points. So yeah, 100 points. Let me get my my old cheat sheet out here. So one tick is, hang on, wait a minute, $2 per point per contract. So another 100 points on one contract is another $200. So I'll take it. This is how much we've got left here. The final TP, 111. So we'll see how this goes. Honestly, this could just be the fuels back to all-time highs. It doesn't have to just be a retracement here. But obviously, with prop firms, you can't really hold overnight unless you have like a special one, a diamond hand or something. Yeah, full TP here would be really nice. Let me clean this up a little bit. We have stopped to break even. Get rid of this retracement. I'll get rid of this as well. Get rid of this. We have a 15-minute IFEG. And we got enough for BPR. We swept relative equal lows. Yeah, I mean this is as A+ as it gets, really. There's not really much else to it. Those other two losses were unfortunate. Maybe I was jumping the gun. Pre-market, yeah, I shouldn't have taken that. Pre-market is a no-no for me. I should have learned my lesson from before. I've got plenty of pre-market log trades that are more losers than winners, so that's on me, really. I shouldn't have taken that pre-market trade, no matter how clean it is, because that happened. My thinking was that 830 manipulated, so 930 would expand, but clearly this isn't. I mean, it would look like manipulation because we came down and we took out some sell side and we tapped it to a 50-minute gap. So it could have been manipulation, but obviously, given by the manipulation at 930, it wasn't. But yeah, then we caught a nice Judas swing here, bullish. We should carry on going up, to be honest. I don't really see why not. Yeah. There's nothing else really to say about that. It is what it is. Obviously, we had this 30-second short, but it also didn't make me close the trade because we had the 15-minute closure, which is obviously more powerful. Word that. More substantial. more reliable, I guess. I don't really know what the word is. The 30 seconds is nothing compared to the 15-minute, basically. But yeah, anyway, we then violated this with momentum, which then gave me confidence in the long. So yeah, man, I'm happy about that. You guys, fucking motorbike, that end. Anyway, you guys watch my trade for me. I'm gonna go to the toilet. Okay. How much has happened? Could be a slow climb. Could reverse. Who knows? We're still early in the session, so we can hold it for now. Obviously, we are inside this 4 hour. Bloody hell. So sensitive. Anyway, we are inside this 4 hour here. So I do want to see if this is my final TP here, this upper 4 hour gap. So that is what I want to see. We might get a PO3 sort of thing here, where we come down. This is a 50% retracement. Sorry, this wasn't a 50% retracement here. So this is the start of the range, and not this low here, this low here. This is the start range. So if it wants to come down and rebalance 50%, it's going to be dangerously close to our stop at break even here. But I don't think it will, especially with momentum that we went up here. Real nice 15-minute close there as well. I think we're in good standing for a nice profit. Depending on how we move there, I could move my take profit up to my original one, which was Asia high, but we'll see. We'll see how we move here. Yeah, I'd love to be able to keep a contract going for all-time highs, but obviously prop firms and that can't really do that. This is how I can get away with so many losses, by the way, is risk management, really. Obviously, the risk to reward that I take on trades is huge. So, obviously, I always close a trade if we get a closure below the IFEG, which in the worst case scenario is like the max this. You know, like if we took this and then it got closure below, like, but then I'd account for that with a lower risk, you know, and more confidence I have in a trade, the higher risk I go. Yeah, I mean, very rarely do I get hard stopped, only in very specific scenarios like this pre-market one before, where it was a here. This was a hard stop. I had my stop right here at this low. It was a hard stop, which is irritating. I did go lower, lower risk. It was only $150 loss. Whereas right now I'm sitting pretty in like $600-700 in profit. Obviously, not accounted for the loss I took earlier. We'll see what this does here. I would have had more confidence in this long if we had SMT, but we don't. Hopefully this is like a PO3 to go higher. We have an M5 right here. See, the thing that gives me like more confidence when I'm trading is if I'm looking at the trade and I'm already in it. If I look at it reversing or coming back against me, would it be a good short setup? And if the answer is no, then you're probably good, because this wouldn't be a good short setup because you have a big M5 right here. You have all of this protection. Same with the 15, and obviously you had such a strong closure on multiple time frames: H1, 4 hour, 30 minute, 15. Like, you know, it is what it is, and there's nothing really here that you could even short. Like, this is what gives me confidence in trades like this. Now, if we got a sweep of this high, like a wick with a 30-second inversion, maybe it would be a good short, but I'd still want to see this EQ here. Here's what it is. We'll see how it reacts to this 5 minute. Maybe we get a long stack. 15 to 30-second inversion here. Paper this low, tapped into multiple time frame FVGs. I wouldn't mind stacking a couple contracts here. So we're forming a little bit of a market maker sell model here. We do have an SMT at the highs. But again, this gap is just so big. So as there is SMTs that are highs here, there's also SMTs that are lows. And obviously I'm still bullish, so I'm going to be taking off this SMT here, marking down this one. Alright guys, I think I'm going to stack entry here. I'll do a couple because it wasn't really a valid closure. Or do I? Do I wait for the 3 minute? That's what I should do. The logic tells me to do, but that's also what impatience tells me not to do. It's 3 minute here. We could stack this 3 minute if we get it. We got 1 minute. Isn't long. 1 minute and we'll see. We're going to get that 3 minute closure. Now there is a valid short setup on the 30-second. Yes, took the high. We have SMT, but I am still bullish. Rejecting off the 3 minute FEG too. That's the 30-second for you guys. This is what I'm thinking is a short setup. If we get the closure here. I'd like to see the 30-second close above this 3 minute. If it does so, I will enter a couple of micros in a stack. This doesn't inherently look bearish. It doesn't look like a reversal, you know? And I mean, if I can milk more profits out of a winning position, I'm going to do so. Obviously, we've had the 4-hour PO3. This is the bottom wick. Let's see if we run higher here. If we get a 30-second closure above this 3 here, I'll take a couple. Wants to consolidate at the minute though. The 3 minute looking like. Oh man, we might as well just wait for this if we get it. ES is running higher or NQ stalls. Which I don't really like, to be honest. The 3-minute wick. Go back down to the 30. What are we stalling for? And the S&T at the lows here. This FEG's been holding price down quite a lot though. Alright guys, so I did stack here on this 30-second close. Yeah, so my average fill is down here. So I'll go break even on my average fill right here. But I've got a whole 30-second FEG here protecting me. So you guys can see this stack a little bit better. In fact, I'm already break even. I'll just move up to break even now. Because I was already in so far profit. This looked like it was going to reverse for a bit, and then it looked like it was going to continue. So honestly, I kind of want out of this trade anyway. And if it's going to continue higher, I want to be able to capitalize on the move. So yeah, we're in more here. I've just increased my position to 5 micros instead of just the 1. Looks like we're going to get stopped at break even on these 5 micros though. Again, I don't really care. We've got the 3-minute closure too, which I like. We'll just see what price wants to do here. Kind of stalling here on this inversion. I don't really like what it is, what it is. Rejecting off the 1 minute too. I want to see price run here. I don't want to see a stall. I want to see it run. dropped down to 30 seconds for a little bit more clarity. Sorry about that. My baby son. My wife just brought my 6-year-old and my baby son home from school. He's not a baby, he's like 2. And he went up to school with her. He doesn't go to school. He's not like some genius 2-year-old. Yeah, it's just annoying here that we're stalling. I don't like it. I'd rather just run. But then again, when everyone like it to run when they're in an intro or in a position, really. It's kind of the same scenario that we had earlier pre-market. Or momentum run. Like a pullback with an inversion. I don't want to get stopped out here. Working. I always get worried that my mic's gone off. Yeah, if this goes, it's gonna go because we've engineered a lot of buy side, but we're also engineering a lot of sell side. So already looking good here. By the way, I'm not. My average position is down here at the bottom of this candle. This is my average fill. I just entered there. So my stop is here at break even. I've already moved it, so this is irrelevant. I'm not about to risk going, into a loss on a previously winning trade. I know maybe if it was a fresh position, I would probably be a little bit more lenient with my stop loss. But it's not. It's an already winning position that I don't want to go into a loser for. So yeah, I want to see prices take off it, to be honest. We had the 3-minute closure. We've now got an OB if this 3-minute close is above. Like prices just hit a brick wall here at this 4-hour consequent encouragement. Go on, power through it. Power. No power. Power. No power. 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 Maybe. Maybe power. It's just stalling again. Oh, wait, power. Heck yes. Go. I'm going to take a few off there. A market order. Which is moved our average fill up, which I don't really like. Yeah, I will close manually if we get a closure below this FVG here. Just because obviously this is a sweep. and it's decided that it wants to take off my lower positions as profit. I don't like when it does that, dude. Took off my micro from like earlier. Alright, well, I'm all out there. I'm all out there. Nice. Let's just bring this down and just we've got most of our position off here, so leave it there. Sweet. Alright, well that's it guys. Hope you enjoyed. If anyone watched. What I'll do is I'll check to see if anyone. Hey, we got 4 views. 4 viewers. Nice. Alright, well that's it guys. Thanks for watching.